Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today is July 1st, so we're going to start our Christmas in July, and I'm going to start off today by doing some Christmas matchbook notepads. I'm going to do 4 different styles, so video won't take too long. Probably most of my Christmas in July videos won't be real long, but it'll be fun doing it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up. Check out my other videos. Now on my first one, it's just going to be just a normal matchbook. I'm going to start off by just gluing this on here. Hope everyone is having a good day. How many of you are going to make Christmas in July crafty stuff? I think Christmas is fun, doesn't matter when we do it. Okay, so that just says North Pole Express Mail. That was kind of thin. I maybe should have used a glue stick. And I'm just going to set it on here. Somewhere about centered. Hopefully when that dries, it'll dry clear. Let's see. I think I want to say that this is off of regular wrapping paper. If that doesn't dry right, then I'll have to just take it off or just put another one over it. Maybe just use glue stick. And I'm just going to glue this on here, and I just put it on a piece of just white printer paper. Just went around it with a little bit of gold ink. Okay, now all I'm going to do on here, well, wait a minute. I want to put this inside first before I put that on there. And all I'm going to do, I inked the edges of my paper in green. And I'm just going to, now I have this folded, and I just have 6 pieces of paper, and I just folded them over. You're going, if you're going to do it, you would just measure your paper. Let me see. I made this matchbook 3 inches wide. I guess I could tell you how much or how big I made them. And it's about 8 1/4 inches long. And I just folded the bottom up 3/4 of an inch. So this paper is about 2 and it's just over 2.5 inches. And let's see. It's about 7 1/4 inches long. So you would just go by the length and width of your matchbook, and I just left a little bit of room between the crease and the paper, because if you put it right up to it, you won't be able to fold your matchbook in. Okay, and then you want, when you fold this up, you want to make sure that you have enough of this to go down inside there, so it'll close. It doesn't have to go all the way down, but you want to have enough so it stays shut. Now when I put my staples in, I'm going to put them down closer to the edge so they don't get in the way of my flap shutting. I'm going to do 3. Turn it around so I can see what I'm doing actually. Might be better. And I'm not going to guarantee they're real good and straight, but and I just want to push down on them to make sure that they're not sticking up any. These are fun to make. Okay, and then we can just close that right down in there, and it's made to look like a matchbook. And, well, if you wasn't born back in the matchbook days, then you wouldn't know what they looked like, but that's what they look like. I think I'm just going to put my gold ribbon down first, and then I'm going to put the white on top. I don't know if my art glitter glue will glue it, so I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac. Well, I don't think it should be maybe my bottle's just getting down some. No, there's still quite a lot in there. There we go. And then I'll just put the white over it. Just kind of go back and forth between that and the paper so I know that my lace or my ribbon gets glued down. Thought the colors of this went good with the background colors. I don't think that's very straight. Okay. Now we'll just set that aside, and I'll trim this off. I didn't bring my smaller scissors in. Make sure I don't cut my flap. There. Now I'm just going to put a little row of gems on here, just for my center fancy thing. I'll just set that about in there, and that'll finish this one off. So this one was just kind of plain and easy. Just to show you how to make a matchbook if you haven't made them before. Now I got glue all over everything. Okay, so there's our first one. And then you can write on it, you can tear them out, or you can leave them in there. Okay, now our second one have all of this stuff put together so I don't lose any of my pieces. Now this one's going to have an extra little pocket on the inside. And if you do these with directional paper, you want to make sure that you lay it so your design is going the right way. And I'll show you on a couple of the other ones. So now this one is a little bit wider, and it's about 3.5 by 7.5. So then you would just measure your papers, and I just inked these in red. You would just measure your papers. I'm going to go ahead and staple these ones down now. And I left them in from the edge a little bit too. And then we'll just push them down. Okay. So now I'll go ahead and do my pocket up here. Let me grab my corner rounder. Okay. So I went ahead and rounded it, and I just inked around the edges of the pocket, just so they, it stands out a little bit better. Now when I put my pocket on, I'm going to measure with my paper, and these are just little pieces of paper. See what I did here. And I'm just going to loosely set them down in there. They don't have to actually be stapled together. They can just be loose. Well, maybe I should. I'm not going to right now. When I fold it over, if they move around, then I'll staple them. So you don't want to bring it down too close to your crease. And I didn't really crease them down a lot, just kind of folded them and pushed on them just a little bit. Just kind of center them, and I only did the 3 sides. And these papers are not the same size either. Some of them are a little shorter, some are a little longer. They're actually just cut-offs, and it's a good way to use them up. So that gives you a little bit of extra note paper. So we'll go ahead and close that. And with the pocket in here, you want to watch that you're not too close to your edge, because if you are, you'll have a hard time putting this underneath your little cover thing down here. Now you can also round the edges of your flap. Maybe I'll do that. I'll round the edges. That should also help them slide in a little bit better. It doesn't like real thin paper. Sometimes I'll put something behind it to make it just a little bit thicker so it'll punch. Should have grabbed my small scissors, but we got it. Okay. I have too much stuff on my desk. Okay, so we'll just slide that down in there. Now on my front cover, now let's see, I have to put one of these on here. I'm getting ahead of myself now. So I'm just going to glue the lace across there. Make sure that this is the right one. Yep. Kind of hard on this one to tell which is the right side. I like this little lace. I got this at the Dollar Tree. And while this glue is sitting up a little bit, I can do my little flap down here because I don't want to glue my matchbook shut. That wouldn't be a good thing. And that just dresses the pocket up a little tiny bit. Doesn't show up a lot, but... And then I'm just going to glue a piece down here. When you put something across here, it also just helps to cover up your staples, but you don't have to. Some people don't like the looks of the staple. I just don't really mind. And then on the front of this, I'm just going to put a little red bow, and I just tied it out of little narrow ribbon. Sometimes you just have to practice a little bit. And I think that looks cute. Cute, cute. All right, now this is just a piece off of a dryer sheet. I did this in some of my other videos. There's no smell left to it. I don't buy any that's real smelly anyway, but it makes a cool background. Like you use cheesecloth and stuff like that. And I like this. Just another way to repurpose something. It's funny the different things that you can use in your journals. And that just gives something for this little tag to sit on. This says, "Have a very Merry Christmas." Now, I know these were cut out of Christmas paper, but I don't think glue stick will hold that. So we're just going to try the Fabri-Tac and see what it does. I think I need to put a little more glue there. when the glue is clear, it's not always easy to know where you have to glue and where you don't. All right, so that's a second style. It just has the little notepad on the inside. And these are good if you want to carry them in your purse. You have little Christmas notes you want to make along the way, you can carry them in your purse. Okay, now this one, this is a directional paper. So I have all these little pieces. So we'll hope we know where they all go. Now, when you're going to fold this, let me take this out. You don't want to just, you don't, I don't know how to say it. You don't want to have it like this and fold it. You want to make sure that you're going to lay it with your design down facing you. So when you fold it up, you have the right side. If you lay it this way, like the paper would look like this, if you lay it this way and you fold it up, your design's going to be upside down. So you're going to want it with the wrong side to you and the design facing you down here. Hopefully I said that right. Okay, now on this one, again, I have 6 pages, and I made these shorter and these ones longer. And I just folded them over. Let me see, this one is about 10 1/4 by 3 1/2. So this one is a bigger one. And this will be our third style. So we're just going to staple these in. Okay, there you go. That's not up too far. All right. So we're going to have this paper in here. And that's all we're doing on the inside on this one. We're going to, well, let me go ahead and put my paper on the front. This is just going to be my little fancy decoration on the front. I have this little cockeyed. And then we'll do the back, because I'm going to have a back pocket. So I'm just going to glue this down. I've been getting some of these already in advance, so I kind of have to look at them and decide where everything goes. I just thought that looked kind of cute on there. Just looks like a postcard. And then this is going to go down here. I'm just going to glue it across my staples. Let me clean the tip off. And this will just go on here. Hopefully it's straight. Now this thing here, it's just this was out of a sale paper, the little square. So I just glued it on the back of a piece of white copy paper, and I'm just going to glue it so it stays up in the air so it doesn't interfere with my flap closing. You can find stuff to use like for your ephemera in a lot of places. I'm just going to glue that like that, and that won't go clear down. That'll stay up in the air. And if you don't want to glue it down but you want it over here, you can also do pop dots. Okay, so let's see. So that'll pull out from under there, and that'll tuck right back in under there. So that works good. Let me just slide it over a little bit, putting that back in cockeyed. And then I'm just going to add a couple little gems on each side, just to dress it up a little bit. I like gems. So we'll put one there, and we'll put one there. And I think that makes it look cute. Take this little glue strip off of there. And one there. And that dresses that up. Now I could have done that on this also, but I think that just looks cute with the bow. Okay, now we're going to turn it over. Now see how our background is upside down, but I'm going to add a pocket. So my pocket will be the right way, and then I'm going to have a tag in it. So the tag will pretty much cover up the design. I'm only doing 3 sides. I'm not cutting a finger or a thumb notch in any of them. I'm just putting some lace on them. I'm just going to leave this up from the edge a little bit. You just want to make sure whatever you put in here doesn't go over top of your matchbook. I don't think this will. Nope. Okay. Now, on my my tag, I'm just going to put, well, let me round them edges. I'm just going to put a little pocket on it. And then I'll just ink it a little bit. So other than the pocket, I'm not decorating my or other than, yeah, the pocket going on the tag, I'm not decorating my tag. I'm just going to put a little pocket on it. I'm going to have to glue really close to my edge so my paper fits down in there. because it's supposed to. So we'll see. I better take some of that glue off of there. I'm just going to set this down here, which is just a little bit smaller than the tag. And then my papers, these are just cut-offs that was left over. So they're different sizes. And I'm just going to kind of center all of them. And I'm going to put a little topper on it. And I'm just going to staple the topper on. Now hopefully I'm up on my table where I belong. And I only need a couple staples in here. And I'm just going to put a little piece of this lace across here. Wow, that looks cockeyed. I don't think I had that. I'm not going to change it now. I don't think I had that very straight. I'm just going to put a little lace across here. Hope everyone is sticking by to see all four styles. These are fun to make. So that's just going to go in the little pocket. And that's just going to be the decoration for the tag. Now on this side of the tag and on this side of the tag, you can journal on, you can make little notes on it. This lace here is a little bit wider, so I'm going to use this to put this lace down. Make sure I don't go too close to the top of my pocket so I glue my pocket shut. And I can just trim these off. And I think that one's close enough, and I'll just add a little more glue right there. There. That's better. Then I have this one to go over this pocket. So we'll glue that one on. You have to make sure this one's glued down all the way so it goes into the pocket without getting hung up. All kinds of ways you can make these, and they're fun to make. Now on top of my tag, I'm just going to use this little narrow lace just to make the topper. And I might have to cut that just a little bit shorter. So let's slide that in there. Now you can either leave that stick out over, as long as it's lace, it'll bend. I'm not going to. Just trim it off. These scissors are by Fiskars. They're actually fabric scissors, but they never liked scissors, or they never liked cutting fabric from the time I got them. So I generally just use them as a paper scissor or a junk scissor. Generally, Fiskars scissors are very, very good. All right, so here's our third style. Sorry about that. We just open it up, and we have our paper in here. You can make notes up here on this. You can journal. Just slide that back down in there. And turn it over. You have a back pocket. You have a tag with more journaling space and another little notepad. It's always good to have lots of space for writing when it comes to anything. I make a lot of notes, so I thought that was cute. All right, now our last one. Have a little bit more stuff with this one. Get all of it out here so I don't lose anything. Make sure I put everything together that goes together. Okay, now this one is, let's see, this one is 10 1/4 by 4. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my notepad in there. So again, it's just 6 pieces of paper. So when they're folded over, you do front and back. That gives you 24 pieces of paper. So you actually get quite a lot of paper in one of these. So you have to remember, when you're using front and back, you count both sides as a sheet of paper. Okay, now let me see. Okay. Now, I think we'll just go ahead and decorate the front first. I just think this is so cute. I like it. So we'll go ahead and glue that down. Thought about putting lace or something behind it, but I think it'll look just fine all by itself. I like the little girl pulling the puppy. Okay, now let's see. That's not for that. I think it's just this because it's narrower. And well, if I do it wrong, well, I have more. So we'll just put that down there. So I hope everyone is enjoying the project so far. I think they're cute. Now I'm just going to take this little season's greetings thing and stick it right on there. Maybe I'll just ink it a little bit. I have glue all over me. It's made to look like a little postage stamp. I could have put it on a background to make it just a little bit bigger, but I thought it fit nice there, so. Just gonna kind of center it there. And then, let me see, maybe, because this is kind of a yellow background, and I don't think so. Thought maybe I could put gold on there. And there's really no red in there, so I guess we'll just do green. So we'll just put a green gem on each side. And I think that looks cute. Okay, now on the inside, I'm going to put a little pocket, and then I'm going to have some more note paper in it, and these are just loose also, but I'm going to put a little header on them. Make sure you stay up away from your fold. I like this Christmas paper. Okay, now this, I'm going to put the little bit wider ribbon on there, just because it shows up a little bit better. And I can actually just run it out to the edge. Should have put my non-stick paper down. I don't want to get glue all over this. Okay, now we'll cut that off. And at Christmas time, these would also make good stocking stuffers, little teacher gifts, anything like that. So I just used my pink and shears on the edge of these. Just to make them look a little fancy. Okay. Now I'm going to put the narrow lace on here. I have everything sticking to my fingers. Probably it will just be like every few days. I'll do Christmas in July. Some weeks might be a little more than other weeks. Alright, so let's stick that in there. So that's our little inside notepad. And that'll close right over. Just pull that up a little bit. After the glue dries and everything, they're a little bit easier to maneuver. You don't want to mess up my stuff I have glued. Same way with this one on the back. This is upside down, but the pocket's going to cover it up. I always get a little heavy-handed with the glue in that corner that I starred in. And I'm leaving this one up away from the bottom a little bit. Going to put my lace across there, and wherever it falls, let's see, it goes all the way from one edge to the other, so that's what I'm going to do. And this lace here, oh, I've had so many years. I don't have, this might kind of be towards the end of it. I don't think I have much of this left. The only way it lasts forever is if you hoard it like I've been doing. Okay, now I'm going to just glue this on a little tag. The back of the tag you can journal on. Just says Merry Christmas with a cup of hot cocoa. Oops. And I think that's cute. Now I thought about trying these two together with the ribbon. I don't know if it's going to look right though. I thought it would just dress it up a little tiny bit. Oh, well, it'll be different. I'm just going to go ahead and staple it on there. If it doesn't look right, I can always take it off. It just gives it a little extra something, I don't know. Yeah, I think it looks good. Let me just trim this down a little so it doesn't go over the top. Really need my other scissors. Just trim this one down a little bit. And I'll just trim, let me just trim that. There we go. All right. So this is my fourth style. So we're going to open it up. We have the notepad here. We have the pocket with the notepad there. Actually, these last two probably could almost be the same. Except I have note paper in that one, and I just have a card, a tag in this one. So it's, I'll call it 4 different styles. All right, so that's my Christmas in July. So what does everybody think? I think they turned out cute. So let me know down in the comments. And I hope you come back for my next Christmas in July, and we'll see what we're going to do then. So until then, everyone, happy crafting. Bye for now.